This is UFC London, Volkov versus Werdum. Bro picks.
What's up, guys? This is Justin, and we're back. We had a week break. I mean, I know some people like the break. Personally, UFC is my favorite sport, so whenever there's a week break, 2 week break, it's kind of boring. But we got a huge break after this card for UFC 223. But you got baseball, so I mean, coming back, so that should be fun. Yeah, man. Before we talk about the next card, let's talk about last card because it was a very good card, and yeah, man, good for betting as well. I went 3 for 3 in my bets, 9.82 on the night, I think. Let me check this real quick. No, I'm sorry, 9.87 on the night. Cash on T City, cash on Cody Stamann, cash on Vieira, and yeah, man. I mean, Edgar is a very good fighter, one of the best fighters of all time. But the dude just been in so many wars, and I felt like T City was gonna, take care of him, and he did. And I mean, like I said on the podcast last time, he's gonna beat Max Holloway. So I just don't see how people are so like they're gonna be betting that minus 200 on Max. I don't see it. I think T City's gonna go out there and finish him as well. So let's talk about your bets.
I had a good night too. I went 3 for 3. Cashed on O'Malley, Vieira, and Stamann for 6.1 units. 2 weeks in a row, man. Let's get it, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I gotta give you props for that fucking T City play, man. You called it and you bet it. You didn't just call it. You fucking bet it. You put your money where your mouth was. A lot of people were picking T City, but weren't willing to bet it. But don't blame you. But luckily, I didn't bet Frankie Edgar. I wasn't going to because I know better than to bet against Brian Ortega. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't fade
dude.
that guy, man.
Dude is a beast, man. I'm gonna have to agree with you. I would bet him to beat. I might even bet him to beat Holloway, dude. I just think 5 rounds with him is just too much. He's gonna find your neck, or he's gonna find the finish. Him and Max would make great like rivals. They're kind of big. So it's gonna be very exciting to see what happens with these two guys. O'Malley, he's all right. He's pretty good. I'm glad he got the win against Sukumta. Sukumta showed probably the worst fight IQ that I've ever seen. He was going for, Sean O'Malley hurt his foot with the head kick, kind of weird. And then Sukumta started going for takedowns. So what the fuck's up with that? And then yeah, man, Stamann, I'm gonna have to give you props, dude. He's good. He's a beast. He found a way to win. That was a very close fight, man. I was kind of worried at first, but found a way to win, man, like a future world champion.
Yeah, man, I love Cody, man. He's definitely, a top 5 guy all over it. He's definitely a future champ. And Caraway showed up, man. Caraway, looked good in that fight, dude. I mean, that was a super close fight. I think Caraway won the first round, obviously, and Cody won the last 2. But I mean, there were some hairy moments. Cody almost got, had his back taken in the 3rd round with 10 seconds left. That he wasn't gonna get choked out, but little hairy moment. But yeah, man, I'm very high on him. And let's talk about Caitlin Vieira real quick, dude. She's a future champ, dude. I mean, to go out there and demolish Kat Zingano, and for any judges out there that gave the fight to Kat, I mean, I think Caitlin won the whole fight. She won all 3 rounds. And I know I might get some crap on this, but I think she's gonna go out there and beat Amanda Nunes when they fight. Dude, this Caitlin chick is no slouch, man. The dude is good striking, good grappling, and I just don't see this girl losing, man, for a long time. She's a beast.
She's very good, man. Did you see her wrestling, dude? I felt like it was just next level, man. She's such a well-rounded fighter. Though Kat had her moments, but I don't think it was good enough to win scorecard. I don't understand how it was a split decision. In my opinion, Vieira completely dominated her, but whatever. At least the right decisions were made, and we cashed on that. We cashed this weekend too.
One more thing before we talk about next week. Yeah, man, congrats on the O'Malley bet because I picked him, but I wasn't that confident, and honestly, I didn't think the kid was had that much potential. But after that fight with Andre, I think the kid's good. I honestly think that he's definitely a top 15 guy for sure. I just didn't know, man, if this guy was gonna be for real, man. The dude is legit, dude. I mean, the dude has a good chin. The dude has good striking, good movement, good takedown defense. The dude's tough, man. I mean, dude, he is a tough dude, man. For him to hurt his foot and then he didn't even quit. And Sukumatov has terrible fight IQ. I got to give my props, man, the Sean for sure, especially after the Ware fight. We'll be talking about Terry and Ware later. But yeah, congrats, man, because I wasn't confident in betting him, and I feel like I'm mad that I didn't bet him, but whatever.
I just knew that Sukumatov's striking was not going to be good enough, and Sukumatov's a striker. So, so weird, man. He's just not meant to win, dude. Like, come on, like this guy's a striker, and then all of a sudden he becomes a wrestler. I don't know, man. It was very weird.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be fading him from here on out. The
Forever.
guy he doesn't even.
He's
throw.
on the fade list. He doesn't throw. Dude, he lost to Morales. He lost to like what was the other guy he lost to? That's just as bad as Morales. So
I know you're talking about Perez.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll put it to this suit. Who would you pick, Sukumatov or Ceruto? Pass.
Right, fuck. Yeah, I wouldn't bet that one, but I'd probably pick Ceruto to win that one, dude.
I got Ceruto to win that
I feel like Sukumatov will find a way to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got Ceruto, man. Ceruto's better fight IQ than that.
Yeah.
All right, man. So let's talk about the first fight of the night. We got my boy Nasrat Haqparast versus Narimani. So yeah, man, let's talk about Nasrat real quick. I like this guy, man, a lot. I bet him versus Marcin Held. And yeah, I lost that bet, but in my opinion, that was a very good fight and a very close fight. There was no way that was 30-27. They only did that because it was in Held's backyard. I think it could have gone either way. I think it was a split, honestly. And Nasrat has very good striking, good power. He trains at King's MMA. The dude looks like Kelvin Gastelum. He's a big 155er. And what a lot of people aren't talking about here is, Narimani's a featherweight. The guy took this fight on a week's notice. He trains at Alpha Male. And the dude was talking about retirement. I mean, he said he was going to retire a couple weeks ago. So that's a huge red flag. And I think Nasrat's going to have a huge size advantage here. I was picking Nasrat versus Alex Reyes, and we were been talking about it. I probably was going to bet Nasrat versus Alex Reyes, probably at dog money too. Now we get him against Nad, and I'm going to be passing from this fight, but I do think Nasrat's going to get the job done. I'm going to have him on DraftKings, and I think he's going to go out there and finish Narimani and get a second round knockout. I just think Nasrat just has the more power in the feet. I think he can stuff the takedown. And he has some very good ground and pound as well. So I got Nasrat to get a second round finish. What about
you? Finish, I don't know, but I definitely going to be picking Nasrat as well. He did pretty good against Marcin Held. He won the striking exchanges. It's just Marcin Held was able to get it on the mat and kind of secure the position, lay and pray, and get the decision. I don't understand how. But Nasrat shows some really good striking. He just like you said, he's more of like a ripped Kevin Gastelum. He's like a Kevin Gastelum with abs, with really good striking. And Narimani, dude, I don't know really much about him. That's why I am gonna pass from this fight. I was gonna bet Nasrat as well against, but whatever. One of my more confident, just because I do think this card can be very, very fun. So I'm going to go with Nasrat for the win. We got Sosnovskiy. Dimitri Sosnovskiy, you know, just simply because of the fact I think Mark Godbeer is completely shot. You know, he's not that good, you know, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Dimitri. What about you?
Yeah, I got Dimitri too. You know, he hasn't fought in 3 years, but the dude's juice out of his mind. He has very good ground and pound, good wrestling, good striking, and Godbeer's a fade. Godbeer's one of the worst guys at heavyweight right now. I'm officially off the Tybura train. I'll tell you this right now: if Tybura fought Godbeer, I'd probably bet Tybura. But I mean, who knows, man? I'm not on the Tybura train anymore, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, I just don't think Godbeer's good. I think he's one of the worst guys, like I mentioned. He's slow. I mean, the dude has a decent chin, but I mean, the dude got, you know, I'm a huge Justin Ledet fan, and he's not known for his grappling, you know, he's known for his striking, and he went out there and took him down, tapped him out in like 2 minutes. So I just don't think Godbeer has what it takes to be UFC heavyweight, and I think Dimitri's going to be too fast for him, too powerful. So I got Dimitri as well by a finish. Next fight, we got Kajan Johnson versus Stevie Ray. Now, this is a pass for, in my opinion. I think it's one of the closest fights in the night. Um, I don't know why a lot of people are betting this fight. I think they need to stay away. It could go either way, in my opinion. Cage could weasel this fight, or it could go to Stevie. It's just a huge pass, but you know I'm gonna have to go with Stevie Ray. I think he's gonna go out there, get the job done, win a close decision. I think he has the better striking, but Kajan, you know, has good movement. He runs around the octagon. You saw what he did to Adriano Martinez. He was winning that fight and he knocked him out. And Adrian Martinez was a pretty close. You know, he's right outside the top 15. That was a huge fluke, though, I think, in my opinion. But we'll see, you know. And I do think Kajan has a better grappling, though. You know, Stevie Ray doesn't have the best takedown defense. Stevie Ray just got killed his last fight against Paul Felder. He took the right amount of time off. But yeah, it's just a fight that screams past. I don't think both guys are good, in my opinion. So I'm going to have to go with Stevie Ray, though. I think that he has the better striking and he keep it on the feet. But don't bet this fight. What about you?
Go the other way with Kajan Johnson. I don't think Stevie Ray's that good at all, especially recently. You know, maybe back in the day, but I don't see what all this hype is about. You know, I think Kajan Johnson is definitely a fucking live dog. He's a plus 160. You know, I can't blame on anyone for taking the shot on him. To be honest, I think he's a more athletic fighter. I mean, come on, dude. Stevie Ray almost got killed by Joe Lozon. That's the ghost of Joe Lozon, not Joe Lozon in his prime. You know, the ghost. So I just don't see the hype behind him. I think this is a good spot if you want to bet Kajan. You know, this is a good chance he might beat him. I just think he's a bit better athlete, and Stevie Ray's not Stevie Ray. He's a tough guy, you know, but nowadays that's not good enough. So I think that his days are gone, and he's slowly fading away. And I would not be surprised to see Kajan get the upset. So I do not blame anyone for betting Kajan. For people that think Stevie Ray is easy money, like, think twice, because this fool almost got fucking finished by Joe Lozon. So if Joe Lozon can do that, I definitely think Kajan can finish him. So I'm about to go with Kajan Johnson.
Yeah, it's dog or pass. I mean, if you're going to revenge someone in this fight, you definitely go Kajan. I mean, I didn't say Stevie was easy money at all. I said it was a very close fight. You know, it's one of the closest fights tonight.
Yeah.
All right, man. Call the next one.
Fight, man. We got some crazy Russian making his debut. His name is Magomed Ankalaev. He's 10-0. He's going to be fighting Paul the Byrd Jew Craig. Sorry if I offend anyone. But, yeah, man, Paul Craig, he's a fucking – I was just going to say, man, he's not that good, dude. He's very chinny. He got knocked out. He flops to his back. He got knocked out by Khalil. You know, if Khalil beats you, you're probably one of the worst fighters in the division. You know, and Paul Craig is probably one of the worst fighters in the division. He probably beat the worst fighter in the division. Who was it? Like a fucking Brazilian guy, that Frankenstein, that flops to his back too, like a fucking dumbass. Like that fight was the biggest shit show I've ever fucking seen. First of all, Yeah, and we got this Magomed Ankalaev, a fucking Russian guy, and you know those guys mean fucking business, you know, and it's going to be awesome to see what a 205 Russian guy is all about. So I think this guy fucking opened up in like Europe at like what minus 180 or minus, and now he's like a minus 500 or something crazy like that. He's a minus 650, bro. He opened up at minus 4, yes, but I know some people in Europe might have gotten for better than that. So whoever did, man, good shit. I think that's gonna be. I think you're gonna cash right there, and yeah, man, I think Magomed is gonna make a name for himself on his debut and take him down, ground and pound, and maul him. So I'm gonna go with Magomed by destruction, domination. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be, you know, a domination fight. I mean, Ankalaev is minus 650 right now for a reason. I obviously faded Paul Craig with Khalil. I'm kind of a fan of Khalil, but yeah, Paul Craig's pretty bad, dude. I mean, the dude has no striking. He has a decent ground game, but I think this Russian's better everywhere. I think if it hits the mat, the Russian's going to hit some heavy ground and pound. So I got, you know, the Russian all day here. So next up, we got my first play of the night. We got Danny the Hatchet Henry versus Hakeem Dawodu. And yeah, man, I got 3 units on the underdog here, plus 260. And I think, you know, he's the bigger guy, definitely has a size advantage. And I don't think Hakeem's fought anybody, to be honest. I mean, the dude is, you know, has some hype. You know, he trains, you know, with Conor McGregor over in Ireland. I think he's been there for a year. And yeah, he's a good striking, man. I mean, he's known for his Muay Thai, but I mean, you saw in his last fight against Steven Siler. Who is Steven Siler? The dude is so washed up. He's been knocked out like 7 times. And the dude took him down 2 times in the first round and took his back twice. If Steven Siler can do that, Danny Henry can do that. And in my opinion, Danny Henry will tap him out if it hits the mat. So I think Henry has a huge advantage on the mat here. You saw the guy's debut against Daniel Tamer, David Tamer's little brother. Tamer went out there, beat his ass in the first round. I don't know how Henry survived. And then Henry beat his ass in the second and third round. The dude is a very tough dude. He's bigger than Hakeem. I think he has good striking. But in my opinion, he needs to get this fight to the mat because he has a huge advantage down there. I don't think Hakeem has a ground game. He's a fish out of water on the ground. And in my opinion, Danny Henry's going to go out there and get a sub. So I got Danny Henry by a sub. He has a very good record. He has, you know, one of his last losses was against a guy, you know, 3 fights ago or something like that. And he went out there and avenged that loss and tapped the guy out with that anaconda choke in like 2 minutes. So, I mean, he's never been finished, Danny Henry, knock on wood. But I just think the size advantage would be too much. And I think that, you know, Hakeem is better on the feet. I will say that. But I think Danny Henry, you know, has good enough striking to mix it up and take this fight to the mat. So I just see a lot of holes in Hakeem's game. And, you know, in my opinion, Daniel Tamer is way better than anyone that Hakeem's ever fought. So, like I mentioned, I think Danny Henry's going to get a sub. So I got Danny Henry by a second round sub. What about you?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to agree with you too. I think this guy Hakeem has a lot of coming off World Series of Fire, so that's pretty legit. But I do think it's not UFC level, man. You make a very good argument saying, dude, Tamer's little brother is better than anyone Hakeem has ever fought. You know, so Danny Henry has showed a lot of heart in that fight. You know, he showed great grappling. And I think he will be able to take it to the mat. And Hakeem showed some holes on the mat, dude. And we're gonna have to go with the grappler here. So Danny Henry for the win, for the upset.
One thing I want to mention too. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it. I was gonna call the next fight.
Okay, my bad. He has the way better cardio too. So without a question, if this fight hits the second round, Danny's gonna take over. So I think the guy's been 5 rounds. You know. His last loss, by the way, he has 2 losses. One loss was like 10 fights ago. His second loss was like 4 fights ago. He went 5 rounds, and he beat that guy the second time they fought in a minute and a half. He took him down and got an anaconda choke. So I think this kid's ground game's legit. Most of his wins are by sub. He's a finisher, and like you like to say a lot, man. There's levels of this, dude. And, Hakeem's not ready yet, man. He's not ready to go in there with a tough, scrappy guy you're not gonna put him away. So I mean, Henry threw the kitchen sink at him in the first round, and Danny Henry, I mean, just ate those shots like a champ, kept on pushing the pace, and beat his ass, man, that second and third round. So let's get it.
That shows a lot, man. The fact that he stayed in there, you know, found a way to win those second and third rounds, man. That's when you really have to dig deep, you know. So that shows a lot.
It's not like he got knocked out, and like you know, like he didn't get knocked out. He took some shots, but it's not like he took a canvas nap and you know he's coming back. So, all right, man, call the next one. Let's go, Henry.
I'm gonna look into that fight a little more.
Do it, man.
Oh, next fight, man. We got Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts versus Oliver Enkamp. Danny Roberts have taken 2 canvas snaps recently against Mike Perry and Nordine Taleb, and then he came off of then he also delivered a canvas snap of his own too, you know, but it was against a fucking jobber, so whatever. And then we got Oliver Enkamp, who's a 7-1. You know, he lost his first against his UFC debut against Nordine Taleb. You know, the difference is that he was able to go the distance. I know MMA math doesn't work out, but you know, Oliver Enkamp has showed that he's able to, like, you know, evade some hot, like, his punches. You know, he didn't get finished. He's got good movement. He's got good karate style striking, similar to Wonder Boy, but not too much power. You know, so I don't know if he's gonna be able to finish Hot Chocolate, but I do think he's a point fighter, you know, so he will be able to maybe even win a decision, if not hurt him, you know. Hot Chocolate just took a very fucking bad canvas snap from Nordine Taleb. Took him, 42 seconds, is like what you were telling me earlier. And, you know, it was pretty bad. It was 3 months ago. In my opinion, he should still be resting. You know, his head is still probably soft. I think a jab is going to hurt him. So I'm going to have to go with Enkamp just because you know, it's just too quick of a turnaround, and he's been knocked out a lot of times. I mean, that's no joke, man. You gotta take some time off after getting knocked out like that. So I'm gonna have to go with Enkamp.
Yeah, man. So many people, man, are sweeping on my boy Enkamp, and this is my second play of the night. So you know, we got back-to-back bets, back-to-back dogs. I got 3 units on Enkamp at I believe plus 150. Was it plus 150? Let me check real quick. Or was it plus 160? Yeah, plus 150. And let's talk about Roberts real quick. So the guy goes out there and beats Nate Coy in his debut. You know, Nate Coy is in a retirement home right now. He's definitely one of the worst welterweights to ever fight in UFC. Then he goes out there and, you know, fights, I believe it was Dominic Steele. And, yeah, that was a very, very, very close fight. He hurt Dominic Steele hurt him multiple times in that fight. He took him down like 7 times. I actually think he lost that fight. I do think Steele won that fight. Then Mike Perry smoked him. I mean, literally, that knee that he took in that 3rd round, he got dropped in every round. But I mean, Mike Perry destroyed him. I think he just dismantled that chin. Then he went out there and knocked out Bobby Nash, who's one of the worst welterweights of all time. The guy was 0-3 in UFC with 3 knockout losses. So, I mean, congrats for beating that guy. And then you go out there and get knocked out against Taleb in 42 seconds. So, obviously, MMA that doesn't work. But, I mean, Enkamp went out there and went 3 hard rounds with Taleb, won the first round, took him down, ate some shots, and, I mean, his chin looked, you know, normal. I mean, so, in my opinion, the guy's movement is very good. He doesn't get hit that much. So I don't know how Robert's going to go out there and hit him. You know, Roberts has good boxing, but the guy has the worst chin in the division by far. I don't see how he's going to go out there and take Enkamp down. I think Enkamp has actually the better grappling. I think he has the better wrestling. I think on the feet, you know, he's a good point fighter. I will say that Danny Roberts has some pretty good boxing, but it's not going to matter here, man, because I don't think he's going to hit him. I think Enkamp's going to dance around, and his kicks are serious, man. I mean, he's dropped guys outside the UFC, and Enkamp has a lot of wins by sub. I know a lot of people are saying that he doesn't have KO power, but I mean, you don't need KO power to beat a guy like Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts. Look at that chin. That chin's done, in my opinion, man. And I think Enkamp's going to go out there and touch that chin with one of those kicks and either get a KO win, either hurt him and go all 3 rounds, maybe even get a sub. But, I mean, Enkamp's a finisher, man. And, you know, one thing I want to mention real quick before we talk about the next fight is, you know, a lot of people are saying Enkamp has, you know, a boy body. He has no muscle. He addressed that in an interview recently with James Lynch. He said, you know, he took a year off because he wanted to put some mass on. And if you look at his pictures on Instagram, yeah, man, he puts some mass. He looks a lot different. He look, you know, like he put on some muscle. And I think we're going to see an improved Enkamp. The guy's 25 years old. I mean, you saw what he looked against Taleb. The guy's going to look like a way better and more improved fighter here. So I think he can, you know, outpoint to a decision. I think he can knock out Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts. I see more ways to win for Enkamp. So a lot of people are thinking it's easy money for Danny Hot Chocolate. I don't think so. When you have a chin like that, you should never be easy money ever. So I got Enkamp. I think he's gonna hurt him with one of his spinning kicks, and I think he's gonna, you know, finish up with some elbows and get a second round finish. So don't sleep on my boy Enkamp. So I think the guy will destroy Mickey Gall, and you know I think Enkamp is, in my opinion, gonna be a prospect in this division. So let's get it. And he's not gonna go to 155. He's too big for that weight class. I think 170 is perfect. He's gonna have a good speed advantage for a lot of people, and not movement's very good. So, and one more thing too, a lot of people were saying that Enkamp's weak. The dude took down Taleb. Taleb is one of the biggest dudes in the division. The dude's moving up the middleweight, and the fact that Enkamp took him down, I mean, come on. You're going to give me that Enkamp's weak? Yeah, put in the comment section you think that's true, because Enkamp took Taleb down. A bodybuilder. The dude is jacked. So I think Enkamp's a strong dude, and a lot of people are sleeping on him. So let's get it, man. So next fight, we got John Phillips versus Charles Byrd. Yeah, this is, you know, a typical pass fight in my opinion. Both these guys are, you know, making their debuts in the UFC. John Phillips, the white Mike Tyson, the dude trains with Conor McGregor. You know, he's been knocked out like 3 or 4 times. He does have heavy hands. He has like 20 wins by knockout, I think, in the first round. If it goes past the first round, he's going to lose. I think Charles Byrd's a very tough guy. He's a journeyman, but he's a tough journeyman. The dude's never been knocked out. He's a very good ground game, good wrestling. I think he's going to weather that storm, take Phillips down, and tap him out. So I got Charles Byrd by a second round sub. And you see Byrd, you know, Byrd fought 2 times in the Contender Series, and he won both of them, man. I mean, he actually got his back taken in both of the fights, and then he tapped both those guys out. So, I mean, pretty impressive, man. You know, so he showed he has a lot of heart, and I just don't think John Phillips, you know, has what it takes to be in the UFC. So I got Charles Byrd by a second round finish. You gotta have levels. You gotta have, you know, grappling and striking, and that's what Charles Byrd has. And John Phillips doesn't have grappling, so I got Charles Byrd. What about you?
Yeah, me too, man. You pretty much just said what I was gonna say, but more. These two, both of these fucking guys are making their UFC debut, you know, so it's easy pass. You know, who knows what the fuck is gonna happen. I do think John Phillips though is kind of a one-dimensional. You know, he relies too much on that one punch as opposed to Charles Byrd. You saw for the finish. So I'm gonna have to go with Charles Byrd to get the win, but who knows? You know. Peter Sobotta, Leon Edwards, you know, he's coming. Especially from someone in the UK. No offense, you know, but for some reason it doesn't seem like they like to grapple out there that much. But he's a very well-rounded fighter. You know, he's got great strikes. Yeah, man. Sobotta, I think he's okay. He beat like, I don't know, who did he just beat? He knocked him out though, right? It was
Ben Saunders.
Ben Saunders, who fucking walks like fucking Bambi. You know what I'm saying? Like Ben Saunders does not have a chin. You just saw what happened to him against Alan Juban. You know, I think so. You know, I'm not putting much stock into that win. So I don't understand why people think Sobotta has better grappling. You know, I didn't really see it. You know, so yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go with Sobotta for the win. I mean, sorry, Leon for the win. Leon Edwards, easy win.
Yeah, I got Edwards too. In my opinion, though, I think he needs to keep this on the feet because Sobotta, in my opinion, might have better jits. I think he might have better grappling too. The dude is a very big, he's a very serious black belt, and I don't think Leon wants to take this fight to the mat because I think Sobotta has the edge on the feet. It's all Leon Edwards. The guy's very good striking. Um, the dude's tough. I mean, Barberina dropped him, and he recovered from that. He beat Luque, who I'm very high on. He beat Tumanov. So I think Edwards, yeah, I think Edwards is gonna, win this fight. I don't think he's gonna finish him because Sabatta's, a very tough dude. Kyle No finish him in the body though. That was kind of, I mean, when you lose to a guy like that, I mean, it's hard to have that much stock on the guy. But the dude is pretty good, man. He's not a jobber, dude. Peter Sabatta is no slouch. So if it hits the mat, it's gonna be, a sweaty fight for Leon Edwards. But yeah, I got Edwards. I don't think Edwards is gonna be initiated the grappling here. So, but I think Edwards is better on the feet. So next fight, we got Tom Duquesnoy versus Terrion Ware. And a lot of people might be surprised with my pick here, but it's a close fight. But in my opinion, I do think that Terrion Ware is going to get the job done. I'm not betting him, though, because, he hurt me versus O'Malley. And that was a very close fight, but he quit in that third round. He just, he gassed, and O'Malley showed he wanted more. But I don't want to take a lot of stock from, I don't want to. I mean, I'm a huge Cody Stamann fan. I'm 3-0 in the fight, but I don't want to act like, Duquesnoy sucks. It just doesn't. But I just think the guy's overrated. I mean, he won the first round against Cody, and then, he gave up. Cody put that pace on him the second, third round. And I think Terrion Ware, in my opinion, I mean, has pretty good striking, dude. I mean, the dude, in my opinion, I mean, I think, he's more – I mean, I think Tom Duquesnoy gets hit more than Terrion Ware. The guy gets hit so much. The guy – got dropped by the worst guy in the division in his debut against Patrick Williams. And I think this fight's going to be on the feet. And in my opinion, I think Terrion Ware is going to, land the harder shots. And I think he gets hit less. And I think it's going to be a war, one of the best fights tonight. And I'm going to have to go with this upset, man. I think Ware's going to go out there and get a KO. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think he's going to knock out Tom Duquesnoy in the first round. So I think it's going to be a very competitive fight. And then Ware's going to get a knockout in maybe the last 30 seconds of the first round. So I know we've been talking about this fight for a while. I'm not betting it, obviously, but I mean, Ware's, been thrown in there with the Wolves. I mean, debut Cody Stamann, and he actually looked pretty good against Cody Stamann besides on the feet, but then, he just got taken down. And then second fight against O'Malley. Tom Duquesnoy is not going to take him down. It's going to be all on the feet. So I actually think you have to give the edge, in my opinion, to Ware. I mean, Duquesnoy is a very tough dude. The guy has, he's good everywhere. I mean, he has not good everywhere, but he has he has more weapons than Terrion Ware on the feet. But I think Terrion Ware has, he's more technical. I think he has, more power, and I think Terrion Ware is going to get a knockout here. So I got Terrion Ware by a first round knockout late in the first round. What about you?
You're tripping, man. You're completely tripping. You're talking shit. You're just saying that just to make a statement, just to get reaction or something. I don't even think you believe yourself. I mean, yeah, Duquesnoy did lose. He lost a split decision to Cody Stamann. So
that wasn't a split, though. That wasn't a split.
Like he got smoked.
It wasn't a split. It was a raw. That was not a split. Cody won the last 2 rounds 100%. It wasn't a split.
I'm just, yeah, you're right. I thought he won the last 2 rounds, but he got a split, so it was a close fight. It's not like Cody smoked him through all 3 rounds. Tom Duquesnoy, I think kind of gassed third round. It's kind of hard to keep up with the wrestler like Cody Stamann. I don't want to say he's a quitter just yet until I see a little bit more proof on tape. I do think he's the better striker than Terrion Ware. Terrion Ware lost. You can say he gave up against Sean O'Malley. He lost against Stamann. He lost against O'Malley. He's 0-2 in the UFC. I honestly think he's someone the UFC brings in to lose. I think that they're giving Fire Kid an underhand throw because they know that Duquesnoy is they know that Terrion Ware is a good matchup for Duquesnoy because Terrion Ware is not going to try to wrestle him like Stamann did. Stamann probably fucking got his ass so tired with the wrestling and his pace that yeah, man, he probably did. It probably did look like he gave up, but I'm not going to give that on him yet. I don't think Ware is as tough as Stamann. He's not going to be able to – I don't think he has what it takes to make him quit, even if he is a quitter. So I think Duquesnoy is going to be too much on the feet. I think his striking is better. He's more athletic. He doesn't have a beer belly. So yeah, man, I'm at that go with Duquesnoy Fire Kid to get the win. He has way more potential than Terrion Ware. So I'm gonna go with Tom Duquesnoy.
Yeah, I'm not betting this fight. Go ahead.
Yeah, you better not fucking bet this fight.
I'm not betting this fight because Ware cost me last fight, but I do think that he has a good shot to win this fight. I'm picking him to win. I'm not bullshitting this. I mean, Ware has good striking. You got to admit that he does. So
it's decent, man, but it's not good enough to beat a good striker. Like, I think he's just he's put in there to lose.
You know he had success against Cody in that fight, right? But Cody just took him down. He was landing some pretty good shots against Cody. He beat O'Malley's ass.
Cody's not a striker. He did not beat O'Malley's ass. He won the second round. That's
what I was gonna say. He beat his ass in the second round. He beat his ass in that second round.
He won the second round. He didn't beat his ass. It wasn't.
I think he beat his ass. It was a one. Round. Yeah, but he looked good. I mean, he looked pretty good against him.
There's a difference between a beat his ass. That like beat his ass is like a 10-8 round.
Okay, I think he looked very good in that second round.
He had his moments against Sean O'Malley.
He might have better cardio than Duquesnoy. So I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be a war, and I think Ware's gonna catch that chin late in the first round. I mean, yeah.
I think Duquesnoy is gonna piece him up.
You don't see me betting this fight, but I do think Ware's gonna win this fight. So, all right, man, call the next one.
Next fight, we got the co-main event: Jimmy Manuwa versus Jan Blachowicz. We recently know Jimmy Manuwa from getting slapped by Volkov the Goat Ozdemir. Jan Blachowicz, he kind of showed some holes in his game against wrestlers. He lost against he had some really questionable losses like against Pat Cummings. Like if Pat Cummings beats you, like that's not a good sign. When he lost against Gustafsson, it was because Gustafsson just kept taking him down. But after those two losses, he's coming after 2 wins. He subbed Devin Clark standing up with choke. Which is kind of shows that Devin Clark fucking sucks. You're gonna get choked out like that. This is like a wrestling WWE choke. He was able to get a decision winner here, man, and strike. Don't really have to worry about Jan getting taken down, Jimmy Manuwa did fight, so I'm gonna have to go with Jan with the upset, just because I don't know. I think he's a little bit. He actually has more tools. Who you got?
Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this because I shot on Jan, for a while actually. I definitely shot on him last fight against Cannonier, but I think he's a very good play. I mean, I'm debating if I'm gonna bet it or not. I'm definitely picking him to win, but Manuwa, I mean, the dude is a good striker, but I mean, he's always had a bad chin, and I think Volkov could have ended that chin. So we'll see how he looks here, but I mean, they call him Chinny Jimmy for a reason. And the first fight was super close, and Jan has improved so much. I mean, a lot of people make fun of him because he lost to Cummings and he lost to Corey Anderson. That's not the same Jan. This dude's on a different, he's on steroids or something. But the dude is definitely, man, up his game. He has way better cardio. He has a very good tools. I mean, that choke he had against Devin Clark was pretty impressive, dude. And he beat Cannonier's ass. He literally did. I bet Cannonier, and dude, he smoked Cannonier, man. So he beat Cannonier on the feet. I mean, dude, I think he's more technical than Jimmy, man. I actually think he's going to knock out Jimmy Manuwa. So I got Jan by a first-round knockout. So a lot of people like to say he doesn't have power, but the dude's knocked out Ilir Latifi. I mean, the dude he definitely has power, man. So I think he's on some steroids, man. He's been looking better than ever his last couple fights. So he's on a 2-fight winning streak, man. So I think he's gonna knock out Manuwa, and this is gonna be the last to see Manuwa. So last fight we got Fabricio Werdum versus Volkov. This is a very good fight. One of the best fights of the night. I've been actually going back and forth this fight, but the more I think about it, I'm gonna have to go with the vet here, man. I think Verdum's gonna go out there and take him down, get a sub. I think he is such a better fighter on the ground. They used to train together too, and on the feet, I do think that Werdum has good striking. I think the only hole in his game is his chin, because the guy is getting 40 and his chin is not. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a shitty chin, but his chin's a little questionable. But I don't think Volkov has the power to crack that chin. And Werdum's too well-rounded, has very good grappling, the best jiu-jitsu in the division, good striking, and I just don't think Volkov, has what it takes to beat a guy right now. I mean, yeah, Volkov, he beat Timmy Big Dick, but let's be honest, he didn't beat him. I mean, that was a robbery. And then against Roy Nelson, yeah, Roy Nelson sucks. I mean, he hasn't looked good in a long time. And then against Struve, I mean, yeah, he ended Struve's career. I mean, he definitely smoked him, but Struve, I mean, landed some pretty good shots in that fight, man, in that first round, so it was a war, and I just don't think he has what it takes to beat a guy like Werdum. So I got Werdum. I think Werdum's going to go out there and get the upset, but if Volkov can pull it off, man, that would be crazy, man, but I just don't see it happening. What about you?
Yeah, man, I have I'm going to have to go with Werdum to win this, and like I love to say, man, I just think that there are levels to this. You know what I mean? Werdum has fought and beat the way better competition. He's just, yeah, man. He can be he can go down as one of the greatest of all times. The only thing that's a little bit concerning is that he is a heavyweight fighter. You know what I mean? So anything can happen. He's 40 years old, so that's getting old. But oh yeah, he's a heavyweight. So heavyweights tend to do a little better when they're older. The power is the last thing to go. They don't have to. They never really relied on their speed to begin with, so that's not very big of a deal. I think if Werdum gets it on the mat, that's all she wrote. If he gets it on the mat, it's gonna be he can finish him just like he finished Walt Harris. Takes your back, gets the armbar, or he can choke you out. And I think he might even have the better striking. I mean, Struve landed some shots until he finally quit. Verdum's not going to go in there and quit against you. So, yeah, man, and I'm thinking about making a play, minus pretty good odds, I think, for him. So, yeah, man, I think I'm going to have to go with Werdum to get the win.
All right, guys, we're done. If you're really confident in Duquesnoy, maybe you should parlay him with Werdum.
No, fuck parlays. I'm going to just play Werdum straight. I think I'm only going to do 2 units, though.
I like it, man. I think he's going to win.
I'm going to do 2 units to win 1.1.
Let's do it, man. So there's your bet. I got my 2 plays on. Let's do it. I got my 2 plays on 2 dogs and Danny Henry 3 units plus 260, and 3 units at Enkamp at plus 150. And yeah, man, Team Bro Picks, man, we've been doing good lately. I'm on a 4-card winning streak. I know you've been doing good too. And let's keep it up, man. We know we have a very good card, and I cannot wait for UFC 223. I already have a play, 4 units on Michael Chiesa at plus 100. And let's get it, man. So we'll be back, guys, in 3 weeks. I mean, it's going to suck, man, for that long break. I know you guys are going to miss us, but we'll be back. And follow us on Twitter. And comment below. We'll talk to you guys about fights whenever. So later, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Team Enkamp, Team Henry, Team Werdum.
Team Bro Picks.
Let's do it.